Ladies and gentlemen, today we dive into a truth that many have felt but few truly understand. It's a truth woven with pain, yet it leads to profound liberation when we finally embrace it. It's about that moment when someone who underestimated your worth walks away, convinced you're replaceable. They believe they can find someone else to fill the space you once held, that the love, support, and care you gave can easily be found again in someone new. But here's the truth: they won't find another you. They'll search, likely with confidence at first, thinking replacements are easy to come by. Yet, as time passes, they'll be confronted with the reality that what you offered was irreplaceable, an extraordinary gift they foolishly overlooked. The kindness, the depth of understanding, the unwavering loyalty you gave was rare, and now they're left chasing a ghost, one they'll never catch. You weren't just another person in their life. You were the one who was truly there, who stayed when things got tough, who listened when they felt unheard, and who celebrated their victories with genuine happiness. You gave selflessly, expecting nothing in return. That kind of love, that kind of loyalty isn't something people stumble upon every day. It's rare, and it's priceless. At first, they might move on, thinking they've found someone who can replace what you gave them. But soon, the differences will become glaring. They'll notice the new person doesn't quite understand them the way you did, doesn't offer the same steadfast support. Slowly, they'll begin to feel the void, the absence of that deep connection, and it will eat away at them in ways they weren't prepared for. Regret will creep in, stealthy at first, like a shadow at the edge of their mind. They might dismiss it, thinking time will heal, or that more effort will bridge the gap. But as the days turn into weeks and weeks into months, they'll realize nothing will bring back what they had with you. They'll seek your warmth in another's embrace, only to find coldness where they once felt comfort. They'll search for your understanding in another's words, only to hear empty, hollow responses. And then, the full weight of their regret will hit them. They'll replay every moment they had with you, every time you were there for them, every time you loved them unconditionally. And in that crushing realization, they'll know they didn't just lose anyone. They lost you. The one who saw them for who they truly were, who loved them despite their flaws, who stood by them through it all. But here's where the power shifts while they're drowning in regret. You've already moved on. You've healed, found your peace, and emerged stronger. You've come to understand that their failure to appreciate your worth was never about you. It was a reflection of their own shortcomings. You'll realize that you gave more than enough, and their inability to recognize that is their loss, not yours. While they desperately search for what they had with you, you'll be embracing a future free from their toxicity, free from their blindness to your value. You'll be surrounded by people who see your worth from the very beginning, who cherish what the other person so carelessly overlooked. You'll grow stronger, more resilient, and more confident in the knowledge that you deserve someone who loves you for who you are, not just for what you can offer. And here's the beautiful truth: by the time they realize their mistake, you'll be miles ahead, living a life they can no longer touch. You'll be flourishing in ways they never imagined. The pain of their departure will have transformed into strength, into wisdom, into a clearer sense of self-worth. You'll look back not with bitterness, but with gratitude, because their absence became the space where you found yourself again. What they failed to see was that losing you wasn't just losing a relationship, it was losing an opportunity to grow, to be loved without conditions, to experience a connection that most people spend a lifetime searching for. While they chase after fleeting moments, trying to replicate what they had with you, you'll be building something real, something lasting, with people who don't need to be convinced of your value. These are the people who recognize the gift of your presence and cherish it, not because they fear losing you, but because they understand what a privilege it is to be in your life. Their regret will deepen as they realize that time doesn't heal all wounds, especially the wounds they created by walking away from someone who was irreplaceable. They'll see your success, your growth, and your happiness from afar, and it will sting, not because you've moved on, but because you've moved up. You'll rise not just in spite of them, but because you chose to invest in yourself, to reclaim the energy and love that once flowed freely in their direction. And in this rise, you'll discover that your greatest strength has always been your capacity to love deeply, to care without limits, and to give without expecting anything in return. But now, that love, that care, that devotion will be reserved for those who truly deserve it. The people who see you, who value you, who honor your heart in ways the other person never could. And as you continue to build this new life full of genuine connections and authentic love, you'll realize something powerful: their exit was never your loss. It was their loss. Their inability to see your worth was a blessing in disguise, because it allowed you to see yourself more clearly, to step into your power, and to create a life where only those who appreciate you are allowed to stay. So let them search. Let them long for what could have been. While they're stuck in the past, you'll be thriving in your future, living a life that's fuller, richer, and more beautiful than they could have ever imagined. And in the end, you'll know there was never any need for regret on your part. You are irreplaceable, and the life you're building now is proof of that undeniable truth. You are more than enough, and now you're finally surrounded by people who know it too. In the end, their search will be futile because you are irreplaceable. The love you gave was one of a kind. The kindness you showed was unmatched. The connection you built was a once-in-a-lifetime bond. So let them search. Let them realize the magnitude of what they lost. Because while they're consumed with regret and what could have been, you'll be thriving in the beauty of what is a life filled with peace, love, and people who truly know your worth.